Modern FPS games exhaust me. Don't get me wrong, I have sunk countless hours into Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex Legends, and I have enjoyed it. I mean, it's cool and all to be immersed in something that seems real, but goddammit, sometimes I just want to play something that's unrealistic, explosive, and over-the-top. Characteristics that old games like Doom or Quake used to have. I mean, in these games, all realism is just smashed on the floor as you're playing some crazy fucking bastard blowing up monsters with one insane weapon after the other, running 100 kilometers per hour while the music is just going bum 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 ba dum ba bum 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 ba dum. And if you ask me, that feels great. If that is something you long for as well, or maybe it's something you've never experienced, then I would recommend that you try that old school FPS experience. And if you ask me, there is one short and sweet classic that can fill just that very need. Turok Dinosaur Hunter. This game is just an explosion of fun, encapsulating all the elements I associate with old school FPS gaming. No long stories, no twisted plots. You boot up the game and bam, you are just in there, immersed in the gameplay, battling wave after wave of mercenaries, aliens, dinosaurs. You even got a goddamn US soldier battling against you with his own sentient jeeps. I mean, who comes up with that shit? If you look up what is a classic game on Google, this is what should appear. Originally released in 1997 by Iguana Entertainment for Nintendo 64, Turok became a smash hit, selling over 1.5 million copies and instantly launching a game series that everyone at the time knew of. Hell, I remember the first time playing it. I was talking to a friend at school and he was like, "Do you know the dinosaur game?" And I was like, "What dinosaur game?" And he was like, "Come home to me, I'll show you." So we went home to him after school and played it, and it just blew my fucking mind. At the first look, this game might seem like it's meant for kids, as it got dinosaurs, aliens, lasers, you know, stuff that kids enjoy. But then you see this, and you see this, and you realize it's actually made for adults and fucked up kids. So you better believe I love this game. But enough about my childhood, let's get to the game. You play as a guy called Talset, which comes to a surprise to many as they think he's named Turok. And honestly, I don't know where people would get that idea from.
I am Turok.
You're fighting to keep the barrier between Earth and a dinosaur alien world called the Lost Land intact, as a horde of machine gun wielding dinosaurs would kind of ruin the mood here on Earth. In each level, you're looking for keys to the next level, and you need those keys to progress in the game. On the way, you collect a shit ton of weapons that makes the life of your enemies a living hell. You start out with a knife and a bow, and you're like, okay, that's nice, that's cute. But then you get a gun, and then you get an automatic shotgun, and then you get a goddamn laser cannon, slowly getting more and more lethal until you have become the very natural disaster that made the dinosaurs go extinct. Keys and items are hidden everywhere, and it's not always obvious where they are hidden, so you really have to concentrate and be aware of your surroundings. However, even at those times, Turok manages to be action-packed, which I think can be largely attributed to the game's pacing, because this game is fast. You're constantly running, constantly on the move to find that next glimpse of action or that next big gun. You might think that it's your own choice to go that fast, but there's actually several elements in the game's core design that pushes you forward. One is simply the fluidity of the movement system. It's actually a joy to experience a game from the 90s that have movement like this. Very rarely did I find myself in situations where I felt crippled by a movement, even in the platforming situations, which typically is something I suck at. All in all, it can be boiled down to this: when it feels good to go fast, you want to go fast. You could also attribute the music to help set a fast pace, as it's always just thumping away. I mean, just listen to this. If that doesn't make you want to run and gun, I don't know what will. However, I would argue that the biggest pace setter is the fact that despite you being a powerhouse, you feel hunted. Enemies constantly respawn. They hide in every corner, and the sound effects are daunting, even oppressive at times. I mean, just listen to this shit.
It's scary. Guys, make it stop. It's scary.
You want to move, not just because it's fun, but because standing still in this game can quickly become a death sentence. That pacing, however, also becomes a hurdle in some situations. Turok has a ton of secrets, which requires you to explore the map, but when enemies are infinite and ammo is limited, you never have enough time to find it all. Still, I do appreciate the design choices taken to emphasize speed above all else. The game is by no means perfect. One thing that annoys me is what I call retro game bullshit. Stuff like this where random rocks just fall from the sky and one-shots you. Or you jump to a platform only to be attacked mid-air and fall to your death. I mean, that just pisses me off! Modern games actually does a great job in reducing bullshit like this, and even though Turok is mild in retro game bullshit compared to other titles, it is still there. Being an old game, you might also assume that it will run suboptimally, but during my playthrough, the performance have been stellar and I've encountered very few bugs. But hey, sometimes these bugs were helpful. Die, you rainbow piece of shit! Whoa, hey, ho! What? Okay, nice. So the Jeep knocked me up here. Thank you, Mr. Jeep. And at other times were just goddamn hilarious. So I killed one of these wizards, but the blast from his friend keep reviving his body only to kill it when he lands. So he's kind of stuck in eternal purgatory. Someone should help him. Another aspect of the game that I really enjoy is its ability to surprise me. On the surface level, a lot of the enemies look the same and the textures are kinda alike, but with every level key you obtain, you slowly open up new possibilities, new challenges that let you further investigate a world that is both immersive and surprising. For the most part.
Oh no, guys, I sure hope these statues won't come alive. I mean, who could expect that, am I right? Oh no, it happened. Oh no, oh no.
A nice example of Turok's ability to surprise can be seen here. You are teleported to a dungeon with a maze where enemies hide in every corner. After getting out of the maze and slowly traversing through the dungeon, you come to this part and then you realize, the maze is now a jump puzzle, and falling means going back all the way to the beginning. That is freaking cool. However, this also leads me to my biggest critique of Turok. There is often a gap between effort and reward in the game. Like, take the maze example. We go through all this shit only to receive some health. Well, why did I spend all this time for a shitty health pack? I wanted a goddamn weapon! Or this example where you are presented with 9 portals and 8 of them lead you straight into a lava pit. So you go through the cumbersome task of picking portals and falling into lava, and when you finally get to the correct portal, it's cool and all, but it took me almost 2 minutes of getting thrown into lava to get there, and that's just annoying. But despite that, due to the guns, the tempo, the variation, and the atmosphere, Turok Dinosaur Hunter will always have a special place in my heart. It is a great game and still very much worth your time. You can download Turok from GOG.com, and even though it's only 8 to 10 hours long, secrets and unlockable weapons plus some additional cheat codes makes it fun for a second playthrough. Turok Dinosaur Hunter is a classic game relic from the past. It is a loving reminder on how things used to be, both good and bad. And after playing it, you might return to newer FPS games with a renewed energy and appreciation for what modern shooters have become. As a bridge between worlds, Turok makes you value the past, but it also makes you value the evolution we luckily have had in FPS games since then. And also there's a fucking insect monster boss in the game, so you better play it right away.